Ever wondered why some people achieve their dreams faster while others take a lot of time to achieve that? Well, there's this thing called The Strangest Secret in the World by Earl Nightangle. It is a 1956 audio, which is a culmination of some of the best principles when it comes to success and growth. This is like the magic trick for success. But the question is, does it really work? Or is it just some mumbo jumbo stuff? In this video, I want to break it down and tell you exactly why this works and how it has impacted me personally, and not just me, but thousands of others of my students who've been able to achieve massive results, lakhs and crores in revenues by following this particular prescriptions that I give all of them. Think about The Strangest Secret in the World as a simple 30 minutes audio, which are the keys to unlocking your dreams. A lot of these self-help gurus talk about positive thinking, goal setting and everything else, and all of those work, there's no doubts. But I want to just decode and tell you my perspective on why this particular audio is one of the most powerful things that you can incorporate into your own life. So stick around. I'm going to be spilling the beans on why The Strangest Secret in the World has the power to completely transform your life. Even if you do not have any background, or if you're not educated or whatever, this one concept is going to blow your minds away. Let's make your life awesome and let's dive in. It was the year 2018. That was the first time I got introduced to this particular audio. I've been into personal development even before this. 2006, I got introduced to the movie The Secret. I've been attending a lot of training programs year after year after year, and I've been through many different rooms and trainings and stuff like that. So personal development, I have an awareness of this from 2016. So it's a pretty long stint, or I have a lot of experience in this particular industry. But in 2018 was when I experienced like a sudden shift in my income levels, experienced a sudden shift in my personal relationships, in my health. Everything started to fall into place because I started to listen to this one audio called The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightangle. Let me tell you what I started to do. I was advised, or I was told, that the best way to get the best value from this 30 minutes audio is to listen to it twice in a day. As soon as I wake up in the morning and just before I go to sleep in the night. Now, what's the logic behind this? As soon as you wake up in the morning, that is a time where your mind is still a little bit more calm and you're not thinking about doing many things. That's when your subconscious is the most receptive. So what I used to do is, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I would put it on in my speakers, my headphones, and I would go for a walk. It would take 30 minutes and it's a good timing for me to come back. Now, the first time I heard it, I was very focused on the audio and I got the point. Second time, third time, fourth time. By the time I came to the 10th time, it was more like an autopilot. I knew exactly what he was going to say next. And even now I know what he was going to say next. But it's more like a reminder reinforcing the core elements of the learning. And I'll come to what exactly is the essence of what is covered in The Strangest Secret in the World later. When you wake up in the morning and listen to it, your subconscious is the most receptive. Before you go to sleep in the night, when you listen to it and sleep, you sleep the entire night with that being the foundation. So I did this for the first 90 days without a break. I didn't break a single day. I didn't break the chain. And that changed me completely as a person. It's more like all the weeds and all the stuff that was in my head, it was all being removed. In fact, there's a link in the description. If you go to sidz.co/strangest-secret, I'll give you a direct link to the audio itself. You can download that as an MP3, keep it on your phone and listen to it. Now, here's the thing. Why does this work? Is because of this. The first reason why The Strangest Secret in the World works is the clarity in message. Earl Nightangle has basically got inspired by Napoleon Hill, who wrote this book called Law of Success many years back, and the abridged version of it was Think and Grow Rich, which is a bestseller for many years. Earl Nightangle was inspired by Napoleon Hill's work and decided to compress the essence of all of those teachings into an audio format. This audio was released in the year 1956, and this has created more number of success stories than any other training program back then. And of course, later on, we have people like Bob Proctor who popularized this more during the recent times. And that's where I got hooked on to the concept. And I thought, let me introduce it to my community, which was introduced to me by my mentor, Vic, who was also propagating this idea of listening to it every single day. So anyone who comes into my community, I tell them that this is the prescription for you to completely transform and change as a person by listening to this every single day. If you can do it twice a day, really good. So the first reason why it works is the clarity in the message that it delivers, as well as he emphasizes the power of one's thought and the importance of setting clear goals. You become what you think about. Most people in the world today, they do not know what they want to go. They do not have goals. He says you can even go on the road and speak to everybody on the street and ask them what's the secret to success, and you may not even find one man in a month who can tell you The secret of success is to set goals and move towards this. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. He says that. So success is different for different people, but once you have a worthy ideal and you work towards that, that is the core definition of success. The second reason that the strangest secret in the world works is it emphasizes positive thinking. Because in our life, we go through different situations, family situations, we go through business situations, we go through different kinds of frictions that are going on. But whenever you listen to this audio, it instantly snaps you out of the drama of the situation and puts you in a zone of focusing on where you want to go rather than what has happened in the past. And that's what it did to me. Before, I was spending, say, 80% of my time on the past and 20% of the time on the future. And ever since I started listening to this, it shifted. 80% of my focus is on where I want to go, and then 20% is the past, where I don't really dwell on the past. I just use it as a reference if anything has happened, and being in the moment right now, being aware of my thoughts and exactly how my thoughts are influencing me and stuff like that. The third reason why Strangest Secret in the World works is Earl Nightingale emphasizes on the aspect of visualization and also connecting your visions to where you want to go on a more clearer level. Meaning that when you listen to this every single day and when you write your goals also every single day, what happens is it reinforces the clarity in your own subconscious mind. It's like a reticular activation system that gets activated, like a guided missile. When you lock the target and you release the missile, it goes and hits the target. Same way, even in your mind, when you are reinforcing this visualization goal setting by listening to this audio, and when you write your own specific goals, it's like you're locking the target and you start moving towards the target at much faster speed. So the third reason why this particular audio works is it helps you move towards your goal much faster. The fourth reason why this particular audio works is because the prescription by Earl Nightingale himself at the end of the audio is to listen to this every single day for 30 days. So consistency is the fourth reason. Because the true impact of this is not about the content of Strangest Secret. It's about reinforcing that content on a daily basis till it rewires your internal game. I look at this as more like a radio frequency. Our human body is both a transmitter and receiver of information. We can get information from other places also. That's how we get ideas into our mind. Like when you're really calm in a shower or you're in nature or you're on a beach, I'm sure you experience some moments where you got a really good idea and you do not know where that idea came from. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So when you are listening to Strangest Secret in the World every single day, it's like you're tuning your radio frequency to a particular point where you're going to be listening to some ideas. So whenever I listen to Strangest Secret in the World, I start to get ideas and I start to note down those ideas. I'm not focusing so much on the content. I'm focusing on the vibration in which I am in while I am receiving the information. For example, if you're in a desperate situation in your life and you go and you make desperate decisions and take actions, it's only going to take you to a particular point because you're operating from a vibration of scarcity. But when you move to a vibration of abundance, where you're listening to Strangest Secret in the World, no matter what problems you have in your life, you're still positive minded and you're really focused on where you want to go. And when you're vibrating with abundance and not in scarcity, and then you make decisions in that mindset and that frequency, the outcomes are going to be much bigger and much better. Like even in my wildest dreams, I never knew I would be able to build a 50+ crore business within a span of 5 years with only a 3 to 5 member team, 100% virtually from home. And now we have expanded the team to a 9-member team. How is it even possible? Because of this. Okay. Initially, I did not believe in myself. I did not believe I could do this. I went through this. I started to get ideas and I implemented those ideas really fast. So consistency is the point number 4. The fifth reason why this works is a concept called psychological resonance. As I mentioned before, all of us vibrate. Resonance, there's something called resonant frequency, okay? When you're doing this continuously, you will come to a point of a psychological resonance where it will really shift your own belief system. It will impact your subconscious at a very deep level. You will start to observe a few patterns. Now, what is the outcome of psychological resonance in play? Number 1 is you will start disassociating yourself from your old ways. Maybe you don't connect with your old friends anymore. Maybe you don't like to read the old things that you used to read. Maybe you don't like to watch the movies that you used to watch before. You will start to disconnect from your old ways. That means that you're shifting from a current orbit to the next level orbit. I can tell you this, like the people that were there in my life before I started to hear this, today my entire circle is different because I've shifted orbit. It's not that I don't connect with them as a person. Yes, I connect with them, but I've moved to a different thought process right now. I can't connect with them like the way that I used to, but I still respect them and we meet them in family functions and all of the stuff. That's fine. So the other thing about Strangest Secret is it changes your orbit due to psychological resonance that happens because you will be updating yourself as a person. Imagine you are having an operating system in your brain. Okay, so let's say you have the latest iPhone, and even iPhones, they update their OS every few months. So imagine when you listen to Strangest Secret in the World, it's like continuously updating your operating system. So when you update your operating system, you're ready to receive new applications from the universe for you to achieve the goals that you want. And the goals are also very clear. So all the dots are connecting right now. The other reason why this works, the sixth reason, is this is timeless wisdom. It is not only for a particular time and place or a circumstance. Even if people listen to this audio after 1,000 years, it will still have an impact because it's timeless wisdom. That's the reason it works. It's not some newspaper content where you listen to it today and tomorrow you get bored. Newspaper, if you read it today, tomorrow you won't feel like reading the same thing again. Why do people want to come back to this? And the same applies even to our scriptural knowledge. If you're reading the Bhagavad Gita or the Bible or the Quran, which are timeless principles that are covered in that, that's what is going to stand the test of time. And that's one of the reasons why even this is working. The other reason why the Strangest Secret in the World works is because it is very inspiring and motivating in a world which does not have inspiration and motivation. For example, if you open the news channel, you see everything is negative news. You open up the newspaper, only negative news. Most people are programmed with negative news. Honestly, I've not even opened the newspaper or read the news or watched the news TV channel for many, many years. I get the news from other places, but I don't dwell in that. Most people who dwell in this entire news channels, they are also programming their entire life in that way because they are in that space of not being inspired and not being motivated and living in fear and anxiety. And I would say 80-90% of the population are in that zone. So when you listen to Strangest Secret in the World, it instantly shifts you and puts you into a zone of inspiration, motivation that helps you propel towards your goal faster because you're not operating from a space of fear and anxiety. When there's fear and anxiety, you switch yourself off in multiple ways. You don't take actions, you won't move forward. You're in a state of limbo or you're in a state of like inertia. You won't be able to move, and that's a problem. And that not moving is like standing on an escalator that is going downwards. Like if you don't do anything, automatically you're going down. It's like entropy kicks in. But when you are continuously listening to this audio, even if there's a situation, you're inspired and motivated to reinvent yourself continuously. You will not look at a setback as a challenge. You look at a setback as a new way of improving yourself or updating yourself as a person. And that's one of the other reasons why it works. Eighth reason why the Strangest Secret in the World works is these are positive affirmations. Affirmations are very powerful. You go and do a lookup on Google for affirmations and ask even ChatGPT to give you affirmations on any topic. You'll get a whole bunch of affirmations. Affirmations are in one way the way to reprogram your mind. So when you listen to Strangest Secret in the World, it acts as an affirmation and it helps you also create new affirmations as you go through the process. The ninth reason why the Strangest Secret in the World works is this is practical advice. It is not just some mumbo jumbo stuff, okay? It is practical thing that works irrespective of what your belief system is. For example, I come from a traditional South Indian family and we have our own rituals, our own values, our own way of celebrating festivals. Okay, people in any part of the world, other side of the world, they may have different rituals and different family values, different traditions. Why I like this is because irrespective of whatever tradition that you may be in, this is practical advice that can apply to any tradition. It is not like a religious thing over here. Okay, it's not saying that this is the only way to achieve a particular goal. This is like irrespective of what is your background or whatever your tradition is, this stuff works because this is beyond religion and stuff like that. This is more like practical advice that anyone can implement into their life. And finally, the last reason why the Strangest Secret in the World works is the repetition and reinforcement. As I already mentioned before, the audio prescribes you to listen to it for every single day for 30 days. Now, the way that I decode this is not many people will be able to do this. Not many people take it seriously also. But the ones who actually repeat and reinforce, and if they do it for 90 days, not 30 days, and if they do it 2 times a day for 90 days, they will not be the same person. I can give this to you in writing, guarantee. You will not be the same person. But not many people will take it to the end, to the finish line. Why? Because sometimes it is boring, life takes over, and repetition is usually boring for people. So repetition is the key element in changing habits and thought patterns, as I mentioned before. So according to me, I feel that the Strangest Secret in the World is one of the most powerful audios that has been, given to us by Earl Nightangle in 1956, and that continues to live even beyond his presence on this planet. And thanks to Napoleon Hill, who put together this philosophy and did more than 30 to 40 years of research on the law of success and the Think and Grow Rich, which pretty much all of this, the self-help gurus in today's world are using as the base foundation to whatever they are teaching. Okay. And I also have done some videos on this topic in the past, talking about law of attraction, why it does not really work, I also have done a video on the whole aspect of how manifestation works. I've done a whole bunch of videos on this channel which you can go and check, where I've done a whole research on the success lineage of many of the top people in the space of personal development. So when I'm sharing this with you, I'm here to tell you that electricity, you don't need to know how it works. You don't need to know how electricity is made, whether it's a wind turbine or whether it's some hydroelectricity or a thermal electricity or a thermonuclear electricity. All of that does not matter. All you have to know is if you turn on the switch, will the electricity work? Similarly, you don't need to know how the subconscious mind works. You don't need to know about so many things. Just listen to this audio for the next 90 days. It's like turning on the switch and letting the electricity flow through your life. I hope you found this video useful. And there's a link in the description. If you go to sidz.co/strangest-secret, you'll directly get to an MP3 audio file that you can download from my Google Drive, put it on your phone, and listen to it every single day, twice in a day, just after you wake up and before you go to sleep. Do it for 90 days. And tell me if whatever I shared is actually true or not. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. So go and enjoy this and catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.